The genius of the 21st century, Michael Weber. Welcome to the Netherlands, The Hague, The Hague, Den Haag, however, The Hague. Yeah, I told you why I am the genius of the 21st century. Here it is once again. Beautiful art, creative. People are creative. Good morning. How you like it? Solar panels, windmills. The windmill you've seen is maybe, I don't know, some 100 years old. So, some hundreds of years ago, people produced energy, or we can say mechanical energy, with the power of the wind. I hope you can hear me. It's one of these windless days. Yeah, they have no mountain here, so they built that mountain. And you don't need to climb the mountain. You can drive the mountain up with a bicycle. It's a sunny day. It's fresh and cold. I like it. Clean air. So let's go a little bit to the top. Hip hop, don't stop. All around the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's rock. Ooh-ah. Let's stop here. Yeah. And take some stair. Oh yeah. You can also walk by stairs, and you can go down like the children. Uh, you can drive a little bit strange up the rest, or you can take the stairs. So what I do? Yeah. So step by step. This is how we do in. Ooh yeah. The nearly maximum potential energy on the top of the area here. So let's have a look around. Oh, why? I am the genius of the 21st century. Because my mind, because of my mind, it's not only intelligence. It's intelligence is not everything. It's also not only wisdom. Wisdom is, I guess, the best thing to reach. It's more. It's also not only a vision. I told you before, it's more than a vision. Some 100 years ago, windmills, that makes me thinking. And some 100 years later, again windmills to produce electrical energy. What happens in the between time? Were the people sleeping? All the people, all the scientists, were they sleeping? What I see is we have way more energy than we can use, but we don't direct it in the right way. If we follow the real rules of physics, then we know that energy and within mass is coming to this earth only by the sun. By the sun. We in the north, we love the sun. Where's the sun? Here? I don't know. Yes, we love the sun because we don't have that much. Especially in the winter. Yeah, after the winter. We're just some days after the winter. Why I am the genius of the 21st century. I was 12 years old. No, let's go way back. I was, I think, 6 years old. 6, yes. And the one friend of my mother said, "What do you like to have? Chocolate or a nice ham?" So I said, "Chocolate I eat in 5 minutes or maybe 10, but the ham I can wear a long time." So I took the ham. This was sustainable. So a child in the age of 6, was able to think in a way to find sustainable solutions. Isn't it genius? Yeah, yeah. The genius people are sometimes not always looking a little bit crazy, but if you look a little bit deeper, you will remember one another. You know this kind of looking, this concentrated, a lot of lines on the face, on the eyes. 1750, Nieuwerkerk, New Church, Grote Kerk, Big Church, Stadhuis, City Center or City Hall, whatever. Ridderzaal. Ridder, what is the Ridder? Riders? Riders Arena or what house? And then we jump a little. 2017. WTC Den Haag, World Trade Center Den Haag. Prinsenhof, the Prince, I don't know, Garden. Zendmast KPN, the radio tower, the telecommunication tower of KPN. Hoofdtoren, the garden tours or whatever entrances. And then you have New Babylon. Let's jump back. It's not that simple. Yeah, again, this all is the same like this. History repeats again and again. This is what I see. The genius of the 21st century, Michael Weber. Why? If you know that something repeats, then for sure you can travel in the future, into the future. You might not know in which time you are in the future, but you know where you are. It's better because you have to come back. Yeah, if you go into the future and are somewhere else, you won't come back because you changed the place. You can walk or jump to the future where the history repeats. So things that happened in the past will happen in the future again. Maybe a little bit different, but the main principles are the same. War, violence, weapons, hate, economics, egocentrism, destruction. I know a lot of negative things, but this all will repeat. The question is just when. So, even if you don't know when, it's enough to know that it will repeat. Maybe to do something against, especially war, violence, weapon, hate. So far I see, things are like the stairs I walked up here. So step by step. First, there is a little bit of hate because a lie of a man about other people. So maybe the next step is that there is some violence in the society against the people who they hate. So step by step, after the hate, the violence comes, and then weapons used. This is my shadow. Weapons used, and so after some battles, we have a war. First local, regional, national, and because of international and global trading and logistics, we have a global war. So, isn't it intelligent if we know that this all starts with lying, with causing hate one of another? If we know this, if it starts with this, and the other steps are following this first step, shouldn't we stop this lying at all? It begins with lying. So this is clear. Yeah. And because of nobody should lie about me, I am myself talking about me and explain you how to get out of this chaos. Yeah. I want to say sorry for all the people who are waiting for Jesus, or for the Prophet Muhammad, or for God himself. No, they are not coming. They are here, they were here, they're all time here until Judgment Day, whatever it is. And so they don't come. They have been here and let you some information for your path, for a peaceful coexistence and a lovely life, a life full of love, and they gone. But I came. Yes, I came 1971. I came 1971 to Mother Earth. Yes. I don't really care if you like me or not. I came and understood after some decades that there's a challenge. I was 6 years old. Sustainability. This is very genius if I look back. And if I look to people and to the children now, 6 years old, and I see some of them are same like me, understanding logic and within physics, the basics of physics, like gravity. Yeah, I came. I am the, how you call it, the savior. But I say again, I'm not Jesus. Yeah, this is a big difference. Judgment Day and all those things. We don't know about it. These are visions of prophets, not of human. I am a human, and this is a bird. He's gone. So you see, struggle for life. Oh yeah, it's a long video. I just wanted to know why Michael Weber is the genius of the 21st century. And now, more than 20 minutes gone, and I know less than before. We talk about Jesus and God. Albert Einstein, the genius of the 20th century, the genius of the 20th century, Albert Einstein. Why he was genius? If you asked himself, he said, no, I am not genius. And he pointed on other people who are genius for him. But at the end of the day, so where he's gone, everybody knew he was the genius of the 20th century, and we're still using his working in physics, and he was nearly everything in his thoughts right. There are very less things, especially one thing he was not right, that the same rules are working everywhere. No, we are just able to calculate and to measure what we can receive, what we can see, what we can scan, what we can measure is not smaller than the smallest thing that we can observe. So if we are not able to observe something then we cannot talk about it, and we don't know how the physical rules are in a microcosmos so small that we cannot see it or measure it. You can nowadays reconstruct a three-dimensional picture of an object what you even cannot see by sensing the electricity and magnetism what comes out this object. So the surface scan, material scan, the consistence. So if you think about water is simple, if you go more deep, more compact, it gets difficult. How far are we looking into this planet? So 10 kilometers, 7 miles, I don't know. When you make a picture, oh, we don't know nothing. People say we know the surface, but I believe we even don't know a dot on a surface. Because so long we creating something where the nature is adapting to us, we just observe what we do. To close the loop, in a microcosmos so small you cannot watch, you cannot observe, you cannot measure any information, any data about an object is so small. This object can act and interact in a way we cannot imagine. It's quite simple. A time where you have a optical microscope, you did not knew how the molecules in a part of a cell are working. So which kind of how the cell is producing energy. And the cell is a part called mitochondrium. I don't know the English word for it. It might be similar. And this is the power station of a cell, we can say, if you remember school. And these cells are everywhere on our body. But with the microscope, with the optical microscope, you cannot see that much. So you have to make a perception or make a calculation about it, theory. So you make a theory about it, a hypothesis. It might be like this or like that. So long you cannot observe how molecules or atoms or photons are acting, so long you have no idea what happens in this microcosmos. It's a bubble. It's a bubble in 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 a bubble. The Russian have this puppet, Matrushka or Patrushka, I think Matrushka, grandmother or something. So you open one puppet and there's another puppet in it and another puppet in it. If it would be so easy. The same rule is working for the macrocosmos. That means if you look out the sky, the space, you don't have any idea what's going out there, any idea how far. It's just nearing to something where we think it should be like that. So we can just make a calculation about how far. We can measure radiologic waves from far away, but we cannot know what has happened there in between time. it needs time that the wave from another galaxy is coming here. Sometimes so long, I don't know, 1,000 millions years. What happens in the between time? Maybe this galaxy not exist anymore as was eaten by a black hole. Yum yum yum. Very tasty. Milk Street. Yeah, we don't know generally a lot about time or what we call time. Why I am the genius of the 21st century? It's a confusing question, I must say myself. The saver. You save the planet from the shit that are going into it. The problem is when you're genius, you can see it everywhere. You can see the future everywhere. So if you move from country to country and place to place and a lot of different places, the nature, and you stay in the nature, you can follow the things. You see it, how it's changing. It's so destructive. I cannot really explain. And even I get sad about it. I could get sad. I not really get sad. Yeah. Yeah, this can make somebody also aggressive. I have sometimes impulses of aggression. I regulate it with activity. So I drive long distance bicycle and then I'm not angry to nobody and even not myself. So it's not easy to say. I know I'm a very young genius. Let's have a jump 6 years later. Oh no, 1 year, 7 years old. I was 7 years old. I could calculate. I could do geometrics. I don't know, geometry. No idea. So mathematics, the alphabet and the language to understand science. First physics and then the rest. Yeah, I was 7 years old. At the age of 12, I began to program computing. The first program, the first language I used is BASIC. I still remember a game. Find a number between 0 and 10, and then you have many options until you find it. And if you're wrong, you get a wrong answer and try it again. And if you're right, you say you got a right answer. So this is the first half. Next half, you will have a little bit more insights. Peace and out.